Wells Fargo Minnesota Sports Prep Update for Friday, January 10th. I'm Ryan Phelps. We start off with some somber news today. The Litchfield-Dassel-Cokato boys hockey coach Chris Olson and his two sons are recuperating at North Memorial Medical Center in Robbinsdale after the three were injured in a car crash last Friday night while driving back to Litchfield from a University of Minnesota men's hockey game. Olson is an English teacher at Litchfield Middle School and was discharged from the hospital but is using a wheelchair to move between his son's hospital rooms, according to the family's Caring Bridge page. Olson's legs and ankles are bruised and sprained and he is in a lot of pain, but he sustained no broken bones or fractures in the crash. The Litchfield-Dassel-Cokato boys hockey team hasn't played since Friday, December 27th, and their game last Saturday against Wilmer, the Cream Can game, was postponed. The Dragons are set to return to action this Saturday, a 2 o'clock face-off at home against Orono. And of course, our thoughts and prayers are with the Olson family, particularly the young ones, first grader Ty and third grader Braden.
Your first word probably wasn't something like finance, or savings, or ATM. But whatever that first word was, it opened up a world to you that was built on conversations. It's this exchange of ideas that Wells Fargo puts into practice every day, through listening, guiding, and planning. So when the conversation is about ways to grow your savings or your business, we'll be here to help you find the right answers. Because an open dialogue is what opens doors. Wells Fargo. Together we'll go far. Wells Fargo Bank, N.A.
I'm in a state of caffeination, got all my fingers shaking. Must have been my large Americano, mochaccino, macchiato. Now the family's gone to bed, and that's my favorite time to get some tips on better rates. Cause my State Farm guy answers late, and even when it's not my agent, someone's standing by so patient. Getting coverage questions answered helps me to relax. Get to a better state, State Farm.
Visit Brandy Warmbier's State Farm Insurance Office, located off Singletree and Flying Cloud Drive, online at brandywarmbier.com.
Quite a night in the pool, and quite a streak. The Rochester Century boys swimming team took its 100th consecutive dual meet victory with a 94-84 win over Rochester John Marshall. The Panthers, who are 4-0 this year in dual meets, have won 10 straight Big Nine conference titles and 7 consecutive Section 1 AA championships. But despite all their success, they have never won a state title. But they have left their mark in the record book with one particular name. Brian Keel, in 2009, set the 100-yard backstroke mark at 48.86 seconds. That was set during prelims. And in glancing at the record book, you can tell, like most sports, the swimmers are getting faster. Amongst dozens of notes, there are only a handful of records still standing that predate the year 2000. The oldest is 1995, when Martin Zielinski of Bloomington Jefferson broke the record for 100-yard butterfly. This year's state meet is just 7 weeks away and will take place at the U of M Aquatic Center, a tournament with a 90-year history. That's right, the state boys swimming and diving meet goes back to 1924, when the now defunct Minneapolis Central took home the first title. After that, it was an Iron Range affair, with Virginia, Hibbing, and Chisholm trading the title over the next 20 years. It was that way all the way until after World War II in 1945, when Austin won back-to-back championships. And to bring it full circle, Rochester first made their mark in 1953, when they won their first of 7 straight state meets, and then 3 more starting in 1962. In other news, now that the cold weather is finally, well, somewhat behind us, we can return to some normal action. But I tell you, we missed a good one in girls hoops. There are still several undefeated teams in girls basketball, but 2 of them were set to meet with Sox Center at Albany. That game has been postponed to Monday, January 20th. There still are some other undefeated teams, though, in girls basketball. Owatonna, Fergus Falls, Marshall, Thief River Falls, Kenyon, Wanamingo, Howard Lake, Waverly, Winstead, Dover, Iota, NRHEG, and Chatfield, just to name a few, still have yet to lose a game into the new year. Quite the contrary in boys basketball, with just 7 teams still unblemished. And pursuit of the 2014 Minnesota State High School League Challenge Cup is in full swing. And at the conclusion of the fall season, the leaders are Dawson Boys Boyd, Hill Murray, and Edina. Created over 10 years ago in 2003, the Challenge Cup is a statewide, year-long competition among Minnesota high schools who earn points throughout the year for their success in postseason fine arts and athletic tournaments. The school earning the most points at the end of the year in each class, 1A, 2A, and 3A, receives the Traveling Challenge Cup. Dawson Boyd, which won the cup in 2012, is leading all Class 1A schools with 75 points. The Blackjacks participated in 2 state tournaments this past fall, finishing second in both football and girls cross country. Close behind Dawson Boyd in 1A are Minneota, Grand Meadow, Mahnomen, and Fillmore Central. In Class 2A, Hill Murray leads all schools with 129 points. They finished second in boys soccer and girls volleyball, and also had 2 swimmers who placed in the top 8 at this year's girls state swimming and diving meet. Rounding out the top 5 in Class 2A are Rochester Lourdes, Perham, Visitation, and Totino Grace. Edina is at the top of the Class 3A list with 245 points. The Hornets competed in 5...
Welcome into the Eden Prairie Community Center as we're live here for boys high school hockey. It's Eden Prairie versus Cloquet, Esco Carleton. Now, looks like we'll be getting underway a little bit early here at the EP Community Center. One of the rare times the JV game actually went quick, if anything. So that's why we're actually out here and getting this one started a little bit earlier than you're used to. Well, we'll be ready to go as taking the ice for Cloquet. Esco Carleton will be Cody Bender, James Newgren, Ryan Lynn, Jack Kuhlman, Hunter Roberts. As Eden Prairie switched up their top line, it'll be centered by Michael Graham, the wings, Colton Schmidt, and Steven Spinner. So some switches for EP as usually we see Spinner out at center on that first place, but trying to switch things up with the Eagles just 1-4-1 in their last 6 games. As we'll get an early icing call here against the CEC Lumberjacks. I had a pregame and everything planned out, but I guess we'll go ahead and just get going here in this one. Just let you know that CEC comes into the game with a 5-8-1 record. At least on paper, that doesn't seem very overwhelming, but they've actually lost 5 games by just 1 goal. So again, don't let that record fool you. This is still a talented team coming up from the Iron Range, as that'll be dumped into the Eden Prairie zone and be the second icing call we'll get here in this game. So this one just 29 seconds old. Eden Prairie, on the other hand, 8-4-1 on the year. Head coach is Lee Smith in his 21st season, has won 384 games over his career. CEC's coach Dave Essie in his 15th season has 228 wins. Now win the draw back to Brady Shue, but his shot is blocked. Cloquet will get it off the half wall and outside the zone. Gets played back into their side, though, as they'll have the puck. Back on defense is 28 Jack Kuhlman, who is their leading scorer among defensemen. Cloquet will work their way into the Eden Prairie zone, then turn the puck over. Here comes Eden Prairie. Steven Spinner with a break, but lost his stick handle. Had some trailers with him. Now Luke Snugrud missed on a rebound chance. They had an early chance there against Zachary Strom. Let's go ahead and grab that on replay. Get a look at that chance from Steven Spinner on the breakaway. Just lost his stick handle without any pressure, but Schmidt and Snugrud were there to try to hit home a rebound, but couldn't get it to go. Off the face-off, it'll be played up near the Cloquet bench, and they'll whistle it down. Looking at CEC stats, they're not a real star-studded team. Very balanced scoring that they have. 5 players in double figures in terms of points, but no one above 14. So very balanced lineup that they have. Eden Prairie, on the other hand, quite the opposite. Steven Spinner and Luke Snugrud is who the Eagles will, of course, rely on for their offense. So kind of a role reversal. Normally you think of the northern Minnesota team as the squad that we usually rely on having 1 or 2 big scorers, and the Metro school that would be a little bit more balanced, but in the opposite direction tonight with The Lumberjacks having a little bit more balance. It's played back to Kuhlman, whose pass is picked off by Artsinger, and he gets blasted to the ice by Kyle Klott. Actually make that it is Kyle Klott. Well, seen our first big hit of the game. Here's Artsinger. Now Keeley will dump it in, chased down by Eden Prairie's number 27, Niederer, as the rest of his teammates are off on a change. Collision out along the near side at center ice. Gets thrown into the zone where it'll be picked up by Charlie Lawrence. He'll give it to Luke Snugrud. Up ahead to Harry Pager. Pager got a stick on that one, so no icing. Quickly backhand it to Michael Parrish, who fires a shot, as it'll be scooped out of the air by the netminder Zachary Strom, who comes into the game with a 3-7-1 record, 2.90 goals against average, and .871 save percentage. He's played in the majority of the games for CEC, although Eric Newman has also played in 3 games as well. Both netminders actually split time in CEC's 6-5 victory over St. Francis the other night. Niederer will dump it into the zone where the Lumberjacks will have the puck. They'll get it up ahead to Roberts. Roberts will lose it as it's dumped back into the Lumberjack zone. Lynn will try to hit a home run pass. They were able to get it on the stick momentarily of Roberts, but couldn't hang on to it. Roberts will get it back. Try a wraparound. Gertis there to turn him away. As he's back between the pipes for Eden Prairie is Jake Gertis after Eric Avers played in the last game. Gertis had to save a fluttering shot and scoop it out of the air a second time, but still is able to make the save. Eagles will win the face-off. It's Mark Sullivan who will have the puck behind his own net. Get it up to Steven Spinner. Spinner, one-touch pass to Graham. They go back to Spinner. Now the right side they go. It's Brady Shue who fans on the shots. There to help and support was Graham for a moment. Then sprawling to cover up the puck was Zachary Strom, as we'll get a whistle with 13:29 to go here in the first period. One injury of note to pass along to you for EP is that Jack Sullivan will be missing this game as he has an arm injury. Saw him helping out with the team in warm-ups, but has his arm in a sling, so he'll be out for a little while for the Eagles. Now off the face-off, it'll be Kyle Klott getting it out to center. They go to the right side to Bloom, who will tip it into the zone as the Lumberjacks are off on a change. Brady Shue from behind his own net. Shue will work his way up along the near side boards, cross the blue line, evades a check, now works his way back behind the net, passes it to Graham, who threw it out in front, but it's intercepted by Cloquet as they play it out to the neutral zone, where it's Shue sending it over to Mark Sullivan. Sullivan to the top of the circle, gets ridden off the puck by Cloquet as they are able to clear it out, where it's Andy Aguilar. Aguilar a little ahead on Jack Keeley on that pass. Scrum for the puck near the center line. It's played back to Brett Boldnow, who's been seeing some time as of late on defense for Eden Prairie, as Quinn Ridlin is also injured. Pass that along as well. So Ridlin and Jack Sullivan, the 2 injuries for EP. Eagles will have to touch up on the line as Keeley was still in the zone. Cloquet will send that over to the far side. Having some trouble with it was Bender. Well, perhaps I spoke too soon. I think I see Jack Sullivan out there on the ice. His arm was in a sling, but apparently he's going to play in this one. All right, so here comes Arsinger, who will dump it into the zone. It'll be Bender with the puck. Bender fans on his dump attempt. Harry Pager goes to the right side. Here's a break for the Eagles and a save made on Nieder. Good job by Strom to read that one. It's played up to Brady Shue. Fires a shot that goes wide. There to hold it in is Luke Snugrud. Quickly up ahead to Parrish and also Nieder. Snugrud will come back in, send it over to the near side, but no one's home in that corner. Harry Pager will go behind the net to Nieder. Nieder back to Pager. Odd angle shot hits the side of the net. This is Michael Parrish. Back behind the net to Nieder. Threw it out in front. Nobody there. Snugrud jumps up on the play and sends it to Nieder behind the net. There's Nieder trying a wraparound. Had Parrish there as well in front, but they couldn't get it to him. It'll be dumped down and be icing against Cloquet with 11:01 to go here in the first period. So good pressure early on here for EP. Clearly having the better of the play thus far. Schmidt, Spinner, and Graham on the ice. Looks like they'll be rotating who plays at center throughout the game. This time it's Schmidt taking the face-off. Graham was listed as the starting center for tonight. Andy Aguilar will have it caught up in his skates. It'll be thrown back into the zone by Colton Schmidt. There to try to dig it out is Steven Spinner. It'll be picked up by Cloquet's Niemi. Here's Graham up to the point. One-timer to Mark Sullivan. That nearly was redirected into the net. It went wide. Up to the point to Aguilar. Couldn't hold it in. Quickly is pressured by number 3, Dylan Johnson, but EP's able to dump it into the zone where it's picked up by Jack Kuhlman. Kuhlman not out. Held in by EP. Kuhlman will get another opportunity. Bank it off the advertising. And gets it to Litzy, who will throw it into the zone, and icing will be waved off as it's played by Mark Sullivan behind the net. Sullivan quickly goes up ahead to Spinner, a little too fancy on that pass. And now it's played out near the penalty box and dumped into the Eden Prairie zone. There to chase it down is Logan Krauser. Krauser will work his way towards the slot and just fire that into the corner. Now a couple of Lumberjacks and Eagles will try to dig it out. Eden Prairie gets it. And get it to Spinner. Spinner will pass it off the wall, but there to pick it off was Cloquet. Clot dumped it in. Now it's back to Eden Prairie. Colton Schmidt. Arsinger didn't receive the pass, and now it's Cloquet's Cody Bender who will get ridden off the puck by Jack Keeley. Over along the far side, they'll get it up to Jack Sullivan. Here's Keeley to help out. 2-on-2, Keeley and Artsinger. Fanned on a centering attempt on a trailer. It's Jack Sullivan rifling a shot on goal, but there to make the save is Zachary Strom. So we're still scoreless here with 9:16 to go in the first period. Again, this game getting started a little bit earlier than the game time listed everywhere. Listed game time was 7:30, but we dropped the puck a little after 7:20. Battle for the puck. In the corner comes away to the Lumberjacks. We'll throw that over to the far side where it's Nugren. To the corner it goes. Snugrud will try to backhand it outside the zone. He gets it out. Snugrud will get the puck again, bank it off the wall, then it goes right to the Cloquet defense, who will dump it in as they're off on a change. Charlie Lawrence fans on an attempt. Well, I've seen a lot of Eden Prairie players fan on passes and shots so far in the game. There's Jack Sullivan trying to kick it outside the zone. He does get it out, as first time we've seen Cloquet with an established forecheck so far. And Jack Sullivan out to center to Michael Parrish. Michael Parrish had it poked away for a moment. He'll get it back, send it up to the point, but no one there but Lumberjacks. And Cloquet's 3-on-2 if they hurry, but Bloom will dump it in as they'll go off on a line change. Over to the far side, and it'll be dumped in and be icing with 7:40 to go here in the first period. Well, tonight our broadcast is brought to you by the Mulch Store. We warmed up a little bit this week after starting off with some sub-zero weather. Maybe got you dreaming a little bit about spring. And speaking of which, the Mulch Store can help with your springtime needs when it comes to landscaping. Best compost in the Midwest. We're able to turn that into great mulch for the spring and summer. Check it out. It's mulchstoremn.com. Mulchstoremn.com. Locations all over the metro area. Mark Sullivan over to Brady Shue, who will dump it into the zone. Already switches. Shue and Sullivan will play on a D pair. Normally it's Shue and Snuggerud on that first D pair. Schmidt will go over to Steven Spinner in the near side corner, being pestered by Kyle Klott, who delivered a big hit a few minutes ago against Riley Argetsinger. Cloquet up ahead to Logan Krauser, who will dump it in. There's Brady Shue. Shue gets checked up into the wall, along with Mark Sullivan, who's being ridden by James Newgren. Dumped back into the zone. Mark Sullivan up ahead to Steven Spinner. Spinner will go across to Colton Schmidt. Eden Prairie with some numbers. Schmidt will center it, but good defense played by James Newgren to deflect that into the corner. Out to neutral zone. It's Aguilar across to Brady Shue, who will flutter that into the Cloquet zone. For the Lumberjacks will have the puck. They'll stumble for a moment. Nieder trying to cause a turnover. Didn't know where the puck was after he forced the turnover. Now it's Parrish behind the net along with Harry Pager. Trying to no-look pass between his legs in front, but no one there. Okay, off on a change. Got to be careful about too many men on the ice. Play continues, though, as it's dumped into the EP zone. Picked up by Brett Boldnow. Boldnow still searching for his first point on the season after moving up to the varsity squad a few games ago. Referee whistles it down, and Cloquet will ice it again. It's been their best defense so far in the game, is just icing the puck. Seen them do that several times so far, but worked out in their favor, at least defensively. Not giving Eden Prairie a ton of opportunities in terms of good looks at the net. Got to find a way to get the offense going, though. On the season, Cloquet comes in averaging 3 goals a game. They give up a 3.29 to their opponents. Eagles, on the other hand, averaging 369 a game. They also give up 3. Thrown in front, right into the crease. That centering attempt went right through the crease, and luckily for the Lumberjacks, didn't have an Eden Prairie player there to try to bury it. Let's get you a look at that one here on our replay. Lucky they had an Eden Prairie player there on the doorstep. The Lumberjacks were there to hit it away. Face-off will be to the right to Zachary Strom. Back to Boldnow. Rifles one at the net, which is blocked by the Cloquet defense. Over to Pritchett. Well, it's Litzy. The Eagles can't hold it in. And it's Boldnow dumping it into the opposite corner. Cloquet will ring it around the end wall. Not out. Boldnow again, a good job to hold that in. Sullivan there to forecheck. Cloquet will quickly get it outside the zone and then lose it at the blue line as EP will go off on a line change. Steven Spinner forgot the puck. And now Cloquet will ice it yet again with 4:36 to go here in the first period. I'm glad to have you with us here on PSB Media. Have more EP hockey on the way next week as we get into Lake Conference play. Got a big game with a very talented Wyzetta team coming up on Thursday. Off the face-off, it's Steven Spinner taking a shot. Rebound, it'll be picked up by Schmidt, who sends it to Shue. Shue passes over to Snuggerud. His shot was blocked. Now Steven Spinner to dump it from Michael Graham, who gets checked up along the end wall. And there in support is Colton Schmidt. Stick is tied up of Michael Graham, and I think we might be getting a holding the stick penalty. Pretty good call there, as the Eden Prairie player couldn't get his stick down, and it'll lead to our first power play of the game for the Eagles, who come into this game with a 17.1% power play. They are overall 7 for 41. Cloquet's penalty kill decent at 80%. Lumberjacks will ice the puck and kill some time here on the power play. As it was Niemi goes to the box. Will actually get him for just a holding call. I think holding the stick would have been the more accurate one, but either way, it's a 2-minute power play. There's Luke Snuggerud behind the net. Snuggerud over to Mark Sullivan, who will dump it into the zone. Be picked up by Michael Graham, up to the point to Luke Snuggerud. Snuggerud fakes, works his way to center. Sullivan a little trouble with that pass. Schmidt to help out and support, over to Graham. Now Spinner to the dot, will go to the corner to Graham. Graham up to the point to Snuggerud. Snuggerud thought about a shot, passes it to Graham at the top of the circle. Give it up to Spinner. Spinner back to Graham. Not a puck here along the rail. Not what you want if you're an Eden Prairie fan. There's a one-timer and a blast from Mark Sullivan, which was turned away by Cloquet. 43 seconds to go on the power play. It'll be Snuggerud leading the rush. That sneaky little pass up to Mark Sullivan. They're good at the line. Sullivan couldn't maintain his stick handle as the Lumberjacks will dump it again. It'll be Andy Aguilar with 25 ticks on the power play. Here comes Aguilar, crossing the blue line, takes a shot into the belly of the goaltender, and a rebound was given up, but no harm done against Zachary Strom. A couple of seconds left as Eden Prairie's off on a late change here on the power play. He'll be held in by Aguilar and also Riley Argetsinger, and that'll do it here for Eden Prairie's first power play. Not a whole lot of chances as that shot trickles wide. It'll be dumped into the Eden Prairie zone, but of course with the penalty expired, it'll now be icing against CEC. And we're still scoreless here in this one. At least looking at play here in the first period. We're still scoreless, and watching for Eden Prairie, it does look like they're moving their feet a little bit more than they have in their past couple of games. Just got to try to find a way to get past this CEC defense, which has been stingy so far. Face off, it's Luke Snuggerud. His shot was blocked by Litzy. It's in the far corner. Go down low to Parrish. Now Nieder will fan on his attempt, and the referee blows things dead with a minute 40 to go here in the first period as it's covered up by the goaltender Strom. Cloquet will win the face-off and turn it over to Nieder. Parrish and Nieder over for the Eagles, trying to dig it out against a couple of CEC players. At the point, it's Snuggerud, a shot through traffic. Parrish trying to get a tip on that line drive. It's Cloquet flipping it up and outside the zone, picked up by Lawrence. Snuggerud across to Lawrence, who throws it on net. Easy save made by Strom. A minute to go here in the first period. As it's Eden Prairie over in the corner as a hit was delivered. Steven Spinner to Snuggerud, who will get checked off the puck, dumped into the zone, there to chase it down. Colton Schmidt. Schmidt still with it, works his way up to center. Now passes to Mark Sullivan, takes a shot, a pad save made by Strom after it was redirected. Came close to going in. Shu's shot gets blocked. Cloquet will get possession of the puck. Yeah, skating up along the near side is Hunter Roberts, who will dump it into the zone. That's Shu who will ring it around the end wall. And now an easy stop made by Jake Gertis, who hasn't seen a whole lot of action so far in the first period. Spinner. Cross to Michael Graham. Over to Colton Schmidt. They're a mile off sides with just 3 seconds to go here in the first period. Well, coming up during our first intermission, we'll take a look at some highlights of Eden Prairie's last game against Duluth East. Also have a summary here of the first period and some out-of-town scores to pass along to you. That's all coming up during our first intermission here on PSB Media. Take a time out and have more on the way. This is high school hockey here on PSB.
We're speaking with Rob Friend at the mulch store. Rob, once people have finished up trimming those trees or raking those leaves, how easy is it for them to stop in at the mulch store to drop off those materials, or maybe even pick up some mulch for next year?
Well, if you want to stop in and drop off, you come in, check in at the gate attendant, and they'll point you in the right direction after you pay a small fee. And if you're ready to pick up something to do a final garden or mulch project, pick out the product you want, pay for the fee, and we'll load up a trailer or a pickup truck if you have that. If not, we do have delivery available.
And of course, you guys have locations all over the metro area.
That's right. For locations and more information on delivery, you can check us out at our website, mulchstoremn.com.
Think about the best athletes in the world, no matter the sport. How did they rise above the competition? These athletes didn't get to the top of their game on talent alone. They trained hard, and they trained right. PTI will work with your athlete to reach new heights. They'll get a high-level customized program from a skilled professional who truly cares about and understands your athlete's needs. The results at PTI will give your son or daughter the confidence and determination to unleash their full potential. Performance Therapy Innovations, where athletes get results. Great food and great sports. It's the Tavern on 4 and 5 in Eden Prairie. This season, the Tavern on 4 and 5 will be showing several PSB broadcasts of Eden Prairie boys hockey on the big screen TVs. So make it a night out. Get some great food and watch the EP boys hockey team at the Tavern on 4 and 5. Some of their classics include the Mediterranean pizza, the Tavern turkey burger, and my personal favorite, the cheesy tater tots. It's the Tavern on 4 and 5, located just blocks from Eden Prairie High School.
The Sun Current is proud to be your community news leader for over 50 years. Each week you can read their in-depth coverage on local government, school district news, high school sports matchups, community events, and newsmakers. The Sun Current's website is now mobile user-friendly and provides breaking local news coverage daily. Check it out at current.mnsun.com.
Welcome back to the Eden Prairie Community Center as we're here in the first intermission. Scoreless between Cloquet, Esco Carlton, and Eden Prairie. Let's give you a rundown of stats in the first period. And not a whole lot to pass along to you in that department. Shots on goal heavily in favor of Eden Prairie, 14-2 over CEC. Special teams just had one power play. It went to Eden Prairie. And they, of course, did not score. So a heavy shot advantage for EP, but going to find a way to turn those 14 shots into goals. CEC, on the other hand, just 2 shots in the game. Quite the contrary to last year's game when Eden Prairie beat CEC 3-2 up in Cloquet. Shots on goal in that game were actually 29-28 in favor of the Lumberjacks. Well, Eden Prairie in their last game against Duluth East had a tough time against the Greyhounds and a big defensive struggle. Let's go ahead and give you a recap of that one with some highlights of that loss to Duluth East. The Greyhounds got things going quickly in the game, as you'll see them just dump the puck in the zone. Eden Prairie a little late getting back. They threw it out in front, hit home a rebound after Evers initially made a save, and that made it 1-0 Duluth East. But Eden Prairie struck back as they forced a turnover in the Duluth East zone as Jack Sullivan tied things up for Eden Prairie as we were knotted up at 1 till the very end of the first period when Duluth East scored again. Just a rush towards the net that got thrown in just before the net came loose, made it 2-1 Duluth East. They would add an empty netter at the very end of the game. There was only one penalty in that game total. Eden Prairie had a power play chance trailing 2-1 with about 8 minutes to go in the third period, but couldn't score. And from there, as you see, Duluth East got the empty netter and then skated away with a 3-1 victory over EP last Saturday in a battle between a couple of Class 2A powers. Here in this one, another battle between a Northern Minnesota team and a Metro team. It's scoreless between CEC and Eden Prairie. In terms of out-of-town scores, there are not a lot of games taking place here on this Friday night, which is not unusual in high school hockey. Most games are Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. And we can refresh our page and see if anyone has a score to report. There's only, I think, 10 games taking place total tonight, and I only have one score to give to you. It's Hermantown and St. Cloud Cathedral, and they're currently scoreless early in that one. Other than that, there's really not anything in terms of ranked AA teams. There's a good single A matchup in the Minnesota Conference with Holy Angels and New Prague, but don't have a score from that one quite yet. Take another timeout, and we'll have the second period on the way next. It's high school hockey here on PSB.
The sound of a satisfying meal. More than 200,000 people in the Twin Cities don't have enough access to food. Now's your chance to do something. Share a simple meal of soup and bread to help raise money to fight hunger locally. Saturday, January 18th from 11 a.m. until 2:30 p.m. Join supporters like yourself for Prop's 4th annual fundraiser. On top of breaking bread, collect a one-of-a-kind hand-painted ceramic bowl. Enjoy entertainment by After 5 Women's Vocal Ensemble and other local musicians. And fight to keep your neighbors fed. Sponsored by Pulte Group, the Minnesota Vikings, and Cheryl Eastbourne of Edina Realty, it's the Props 4th Annual Fundraiser. Saturday, January 18th from 11 a.m. till 2:30 at Eden Prairie Central Middle School. To learn more, go to propfood.org.
Think about the best athletes in the world, no matter the sport. How did they rise above the competition? These athletes didn't get to the top of their game on talent alone. They trained hard, and they trained right. PTI will work with your athlete to reach new heights. They'll get a high-level customized program from a skilled professional who truly cares about and understands your athlete's needs. The results at PTI will give your son or daughter the confidence and determination to unleash their full potential. Performance Therapy Innovations, where athletes get results.
Jeepers, it's the creeper!
What do we do now? It's a mystery.
I know. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Zoinks! It's Lucy, like our favorite State Farm agent lady.
Hi, gang. I'll handle it. And that's not really a monster.
Mr. Carswell!
You meddling kids.
State Farm takes the mystery out of dealing with insurance. Get to a groovier state.
Reggie, why aren't you eating?
Like these insurance bills are so high, I've lost my appetite. I am freaking out.
Mysteriously high rates can be stressful. Switch to State Farm for discounts up to 40%. Get to a groovier state.
Shop and save with Brandy Warmbier State Farm Insurance Office in Eden Prairie, a local connection at a lower cost. BrandyWarmbier.com. Speaking with Rob Friend at the mulch store. Rob, once people have finished up trimming those trees or raking those leaves, how easy is it for them to stop in at the mulch store to drop off those materials? Or maybe even pick up some mulch for next year?
Well, if you want to stop in and drop off, you come in, check in at the gate attendant, and they'll point you in the right direction after you pay a small fee. And if you're ready to pick up something to do a final garden or mulch project, pick out the product you want, pay for the fee, and we'll load up a trailer or a pickup truck if you have that. If not, we do have delivery available.
And of course, you guys have locations all over the metro area.
That's right. For locations and more information on delivery, you can check us out at our website, mulchstoremn.com.
Gather your friends and family for a humble meal of soup and bread and help support our neighbors in need at the same time. It's the Prop Empty Bowls event taking place Saturday, January 18th from 11 until 2:30 at Central Middle School in Eden Prairie. You can take home a one-of-a-kind hand-painted ceramic bowl as a reminder of the empty bowls in our community and also raise money to help fight hunger in the community. Goodwill donations will be accepted at the door, and there's no set fee to attend. Plus, there will also be great local entertainment provided by the After 5 Women's Vocal Ensemble. Again, that's the Prop Empty Bowls event taking place Saturday, January 18th from 11 until 2:30 at Central Middle School in Eden Prairie. Sponsored by the Pulte Group, the Minnesota Vikings, and Cheryl Eastbourne of Edina Realty. To learn more, go to propfood.org.
I think I have the window seat.
You better double check that, my friend. Don't think we don't know who you are.
Yeah, I'm Aaron Rodgers.
No, that's not it. You're that State Farm discount double check guy. Discount double check. Thanks to the hundreds you saved us, we could upgrade the grill class.
Grill class?
Your tongs are in your seat back.
Save with the discount double check today. Get to a better state. State Farm.
Guys, this is my cousin Raj.
Hey, boys, I just saved a ton of cash with my State Farm discount
Double check.
So the brats are on me. Oh, geez. Crazy dream.
Easy. You're gonna wreck Bob's dream. By the way, how's that sausage pillow? Delicious, good stick.
Save with the discount double check today. Get to a better state. State Farm.
Shop and save with Brandy Warmbier State Farm Insurance Office in Eden Prairie, a local connection at a lower cost. BrandyWarmbier.com.
We're back here at the Eden Prairie Community Center getting ready to go here in the second period between CEC and the EP Eagles. I have a correction for you in terms of the Eden Prairie injury, as Susan Kiley was able to straighten me out. It was Jack Clays who suffered that arm injury, not Jack Sullivan. The reason I got that one wrong, I was going off the Twitter universe. I saw Jack Sullivan tweeting that there was an injury. I thought it was him, but apparently it was Jack Clays. So apologies to that. Didn't get here in time to chat with the coaching staff, but it's Clays who's missing in this one. So hopefully he'll have a speedy recovery and be ready for the rest of the hockey season. Of course, also the baseball season. Good baseball player at that who can play catcher and second base for the EP baseball team. And we're scoreless here between CEC and Eden Prairie. 14-2, a heavy shot advantage for EP so far in this one. And the interesting number on Cloquet Esco Carlton, again, they have a 5-8-1 record, but 5 of their 8 losses have come by 1 goal. Had a lot of close games, but just have not been able to seal the deal on any of them. Their most recent game against St. Francis, which they won 6-5, was first time they won a one-goal hockey game. So they're hoping they can take some momentum from that one into this game. Eden Prairie will be going from left to right, Cloquet from right to left here in the second period. Steven Spinner will try to center it to Colton Schmidt. Spinner gets checked into the corner. A couple of players will try to dig it out. Spinner skating up to the point. A slap shot through traffic. Trying to go upper glove side. Too much height on that one. They get it to Spinner in front, who will tip it over the net. Now it's flipped outside the zone. It's Luke Snuggerud. Snuggerud out to Schmidt at center. Snuggerud to dump it in. This first line taking us through the first minute here for both teams. Spinner will trip up a Cloquet player, maybe a little incidental contact, I think. Good no call by the officials as we keep going. They go across as it glances off the skate of Dylan Johnson into the Eden Prairie zone. Here comes Jack Keeley. He'll cross the blue line, evades a tech, takes a shot. A short angle, but Strom there to get a piece of it. Keeley up to the point to Schmidt. Shot through a number of bodies, gets deflected into the corner. An onslaught of Eden Prairie offense in this hockey game. They picked up right where they left off in the first period. They'll get a bouncing puck at the center, but no one there to try to hit it in. Aguilar out at center ice will dump it in. No icing call. It's picked up by the CEC Lumberjacks off the half wall. They'll get it outside the zone, but just like we've seen all game, as soon as Cloquet flips it out, Eden Prairie there to get it right back in. And now the referee will blow things dead here with 14:58. Again, thanks to Susan Kiley for giving us that info that Jack Clays is the one that's injured, not Jack Sullivan. And Jack was tweeting about the injury earlier today. Misread the tweet. Thought it was him that was injured, not Clays. But thanks again for the info from Susan Kiley watching our broadcasts. One of our loyal viewers here of EP Boys Hockey. You can also connect with us here in the broadcast booth, psbchannel2@gmail.com. Also, we're on Twitter at PSBMN. There's Mark Sullivan off the wall and out. Cloquet will dump it in. That's been the problem for Cloquet. Once they even get into the zone, EP just gets it right back out. They're not able to set anything up on offense. But you know what? We're still scoreless, so can't complain a whole lot if you're a Lumberjacks fan. Even though Eden Prairie's just been dominating every statistical category, except, of course, for the score. There haven't been a lot of grade A chances yet for EP. Schmidt draws it back to Spinner, whose shot gets deflected up into the netting. Will redo the faceoff. They point to go to Lawrence, who will dump it in. It's Spinner. Going it to the opposite side. Now it's Cloquet, Esco Carlton. Dumping it into the zone. Picked up by Luke Snuggerud. Snuggerud will go across and misfire on the pass. No icing, though. It's Spinner throwing it across. There's nobody. They try to get a tip in. Now they do get one to Michael Graham, and he gives Eden Prairie a 1-0 lead as they finally are able to get one past Strom and the Cloquet defense and get their first goal here in this one. After going across and across, as you see Graham tip it in. Get you one more look at that. Spinner initially went across, then they went back. And there to tip it was Graham. And for him, that is his 7th goal of the season. Now 16 points for the sophomore. Arnsinger gets checked up into the boards. Snuggerud and Schmidt will get the assists for EP. You've seen that first line did a good job for EP switching things up and essentially putting their three best statistical forwards up on that first line of Schmidt, Graham, and Steven Spinner. Now we're seeing some lower lines on the ice for EP. I guess you might call this one the second line, as they'll dump it into the zone, and it'll be a rare icing call against Eden Prairie on a line that features Argetsinger and also Jack Sullivan, among others. Here comes EP in transition to dump it into the zone. It's Parrish, and pestered by a Lumberjack player. Stick handles to center. Now they get a tip in front to Pager. Couldn't pull the trigger, though, to put it in the back of the net. Gold now there to help stick it away. Parrish didn't get the pass, and now the Lumberjacks will dump it in. If I'm not mistaken, I don't think the Lumberjacks have a shot on goal here in the second period. They may still be stuck on 2 for the entire game. Tipped into the zone as it's picked up by Steven Spinner. And get a whistle here with 11:37. At the point, Luke Snuggerud fires a shot. Pad save made by Strom. Snuggerud gets it back in the slot, takes a shot which just trickles wide after it was redirected. They still maintain possession, get it to Snuggerud on the weak side, receive the pass awkwardly, now spins, falls to the ice. And still is able to hold his own. What a job by Luke Snuggerud. Now he gets it back at the top. Over to the left side they go. A centering pass blocked by the Cloquet defense. An odd angle shot from Michael Graham is turned away. Now in the near corner, it'll be picked up by Ryan Lind. Well, the way this game's gone, I haven't had a chance to really say any Cloquet Esco Carlton names, but looking for scorers on their team, they do have 4 players that have over 10 points. Hunter Roberts has 10, Kyle Klott 10, Toby Bender with 13, and James Newgren has 14. So again, they don't have any big-time scorers, but they do have some guys that are capable of putting the puck in the back of the net. Just haven't seen them get any offense going so far in this one. Dump into the zone, and well, deja vu with another icing call here against the Lumberjacks. Good news is, though, if you're a CEC fan, it feels like this game should be about 4 or 5-0, but here we are, only 1-0. Boy, if they can get something in transition, make it very interesting. Hartsinger gets tied up in front of the net, and we may be getting an interference call here against, no, they're just going to say the helmet came off of Strom. Argetsinger was tied up in front. The puck was away from the play. It won't matter, it'll just be a face-off outside the zone. EP wins the face-off as Aguilar quickly across to Mark Sullivan, whose shot went wide. Kuhlman will send it to a teammate in the corner. That's Pritchett. Eden Prairie there to get it, though. Sullivan will go to Jack Keeley behind the net along with Argetsinger. Can't get it. Now it's behind the net, though. sent it weak side, but Mark Sullivan there to hold it in. Now Cloquet will try to get something going offensively, and if that's counted as a shot on goal. I think it was going to go wide, but we'll have to see if that's going to be officially counted as Cloquet's first shot on goal here of the period. Now they finally get some offense going, sending a pass across the crease. And it'll be dumped into the end, where it's picked up by number 11, Bender. Meter with the puck at center ice, gets tripped up, and that'll be a penalty against the Lumberjacks. CEC fans aren't thrilled with the call. So EP goes on the power play for the second time in this one. They're now 7 for 42 on the power play this year, including going 0 for 1 in the first period. Their power play started off playing well this season, converting at over 20% during that 7-game winning streak, but in the streak where the Eagles have gone 1-4-1, power play has considerably dropped off. Schmidt passes it to the corner to Spinner, who will give it right back to Schmidt. He has it at the top of the circle, goes back down low to Spinner. He'll pass it up to the point to Snuggerud, and good defense played by Cody Bender to force a very good defenseman in Luke Snuggerud to stick handle outside the zone. And Spinner will turn it over. Here comes Cloquet shorthanded. They'll fake a slap shot, then take an on-angle shot against Jake Gertis, who was able to get a shoulder save. Now it's Eden Prairie 3-on-2. Schmidt, as he's falling, will throw it towards the net. Good job to create something out of that after Schmidt was falling down. Now Snuggerud with a shot. Goaltender doesn't see it. Rebound goes in, and Eden Prairie's out to a 2-0 lead as they score on the power play. Let's go ahead and grab that on the replay for you. You'll see the rebound there, and I think that might be Schmidt who picks up the goal. 2-0 though. There's Graham getting his second goal of the game. Schmidt was also down there. Now looking behind him, and behind his shoulder was Zachary Strom. He's able to cover it up, and now with 8 minutes to go, we're 2-0 Eden Prairie, as they've finally broken through a couple of times here in the second period. Graham with 2 goals now. Thrown in front, loose, and now the net is off, and referee whistles it down with 7:53. Well, for Michael Graham, it now gives him his 6th multi-point game of the season. A little bit of a feast or famine type statistical year for Michael Graham. Now has 17 points on the season, but has had 6 multi-point games, so also had some where he's not gotten on the score sheet, so pretty good chance Eden Prairie wins whenever you get Michael Graham going offensively. We are ready to drop the puck. Mark Singer will wing it back to Jack Keeley. It'll be cleared out by the Lumberjacks. Bold now will dump it into the zone. It's over near the Eden Prairie bench. And Keeley, what a pass to Argetsinger. Was forced down low, though, after a great job. Now the net gets bumped, and it'll be whistled down, as we're more than halfway through the second period. I'd like to remind you that a great event is coming up next Saturday on January 18th. It's the Prop Empty Bowls fundraiser. A way to raise money to fight hunger here in the community with PROP, which is a great local organization. January 18th from 11 until 2:30. They're having a fundraiser at Central Middle School here in Eden Prairie. Stop on by. You can have a meal of bread and soup. Very humble meal, as they say. Take home a handmade ceramic bowl, and also they're accepting donations to fight hunger in the community. Again, that's the event coming up, the PROP Empty Bowls coming up Saturday, January 18th from 11 until 2 o'clock. Snuggerud at the point. We'll throw it into the corner. There's Graham. Trying to dig it out. The Lumberjacks are able to flip it outside the zone where it'll be Brady Shue off to Snuggerud. Snuggerud will dump it into the zone where it'll be picked up by Cloquet's Ryan Lind. Lind will lose it, gets caught up behind the net, and blows it dead. And we'll have a face-off, which I believe should be here in the Lumberjack zone. Well, taking a look at CEC's schedule, they're a really tough team to read as they've had some good wins and some close losses to very talented teams, but they also have a number of head-scratchers on their ledger so far this season. They lost a tough one to Rosemount 3-2. Also got blown out by Forest Lake 7-3. But then on the other hand, they've had some good battles with top-end teams, losing to Duluth East by only a score of 3-2. Also had an overtime loss to Duluth Marshall. So they've had their good performances and their not-so-good ones. Mark of a young team. A shot of Brady Shue, which gets deflected into the corner. Trying to dig it out behind the net is Parrish, among others. Gets sticked down low. It's Parrish to give chase. Parrish will go to the weak side. Good deke by Nieder. Throws it in front, but not able to get a stick on it was Parrish. Pager to Parrish. Up to the point to Shue. A shot that's deflected, and that one was falling towards the goaltender Strom. Good job to read that. It was going to fall right in front of him, but he was there to snare it out of the air with 5:41 to go here in the second period. The line of Arkensinger, Jack Sullivan and Jack Keeley playing up on now that newly formed second line for EP, but where we get a look at them, someone I think is going to call a timeout, or the referees are going to have a conversation. Well, while that gets sorted out, we'll take a timeout as well. You are listening to High School Hockey here on PSB Media.
The sound of a satisfying meal. More than 200,000 people in the Twin Cities don't have enough access to food. Now's your chance to do something. Share a simple meal of soup and bread to help raise money to fight hunger locally. Saturday, January 18th from 11 a.m. until 2:30 p.m. Join supporters like yourself for PROP's 4th annual fundraiser. On top of breaking bread, collect a one-of-a-kind hand-painted ceramic bowl. Enjoy entertainment by After 5 Women's Vocal Ensemble and other local musicians. And fight to keep your neighbors fed. Sponsored by Pulte Group, the Minnesota Vikings, and Cheryl Eastbourne of Edina Realty, it's the PROP's 4th annual fundraiser. Saturday, January 18th from 11 a.m. till 2:30 at Eden Prairie's Central Middle School. To learn more, go to propfood.org.
Why aren't you eating? Like these insurance bills are so high, I've lost my appetite. I am freaking out.
Mysteriously high rates can be stressful. Switch to State Farm for discounts up to 40%. Get to a groovier state.
Shop and save with Brandy Warmbeer's State Farm Insurance Office in Eden Prairie. A local connection at a lower cost. BrandyWarmbeer.com.
Back here at Eden Prairie Community Center, just dropping the puck after the Cloquet-Esco-Carlson timeout as it'll be dumped into the Eden Prairie zone. Coincidental minors were just issued to both squads, so we'll remain 5-on-5 here in the second period as we approach the 5-minute mark. Out to center, they go to Steven Spinner, but EP will be a whistle off sides. Well, 2 goals by Michael Graham have given the Eagles a 2-0 lead over CEC. Very much like the first period, except Eden Prairie's found the back of the net twice. He's dominated just about every statistical category so far in the game. Not a lot of offense for the Lumberjacks. And we try to hit it out to Steven Spinner. He'll pick it up along the far side corner. Throw it to center where there's nobody. Now it's Mark Sullivan to Luke Snuggerud. Snuggerud has his pass intercepted. And now Cloquet will dump it in. Christian Pritchett. See the Cloquet fans, whenever they get the puck, they're to my left, and you can hear them yell, "Go, go, go!" But just have not been able to find that gear to get going. Great pass over to Schmidt. Couldn't get it back across, though. As now he'll leave it, but only there is Derek Bloom. As he'll send it over to the near side to Dylan Johnson. That'll be dumped in. Luke Snuggerud. Up around to Colton Schmidt. Schmidt, Snuggerud behind the net. Spinner. Short pass to Schmidt. Going off on a change. Schmidt's shot is blocked. And now Cloquet will bank it off the wall and get an icing call. And with 4 minutes to go here in the second period, our clock a little behind, so we're going to let it run to 4:01, which is where the game clock sits right now. And right off the face-off, it'll be whistled down. Well, haven't had a whole lot to talk about in terms of Jake Gertis so far in the game, as he's the Eden Prairie netminder, comes in with a 6-3-1 record, 3.17 goals against average, and also an .895 save percentage. Dumped into the zone. Cloquet fans want a penalty. They don't get one. Up to the point goes the Lumberjacks. A shot goes wide. See if they can establish a forecheck here. First time they've done so here in the second period. Thrown towards the net, gets deflected wide though. They get it right back. Down low, now they go up top. Clot or send it down low. Back up to Clot. Throws it towards the net, loose. Turned away by Argetsinger and Lawrence. Good job there by the Cloquet unit that's out there, finally forcing some offense and getting a forecheck established. In transition, it's Jack Sullivan. Dropping it for Argetsinger, now back into the corner to Luke Snuggerud, who's jumped up onto the play. Alex Pizon seeing some time up on the varsity team. He's entered the game. And it's loose down low. Net comes loose. Should be blown dead. And it is with 2:50 to go here in the second period. Well, tonight our broadcast also brought to you by Brandy Warmbier State Farm Insurance Office in Eden Prairie. Shop and save with Brandy. She's locally involved in the community. She's a local connection at a lower cost. Online at brandywarmbeer.com. brandywarmbeer.com. CEC will work their way into the neutral zone and dump it in. There on the forecheck is Krauser trying to hold it in. They go up to the point. There's a shot blocked by Nieder into the slot, but too many bodies there. Dumped back in. It's Brady Shue with the puck. Shue will try to pass it up ahead to Pizon. It was intercepted by CEC. Swatting it outside the zone is Mark Sullivan. And the Lumberjacks will fire a long shot on. With a little over 2:10 to go here in the second period. Off the draw, gets sent over to the far side and dumped in. Brady Shue to corral the puck. Spinner around the end wall to Shu, dug out by Schmidt. Out on the right side, Cloquet will pick it up momentarily, but now it's right back out. The spinner. Now Graham will cross a 2-on-1, has Schmidt with him. Schmidt gets it, but just puts it wide. Was a tough pass to receive. Good looking play, though, for the Eagles. Schmidt. Graham, back to Schmidt. Thrown in front, spinner couldn't get his stick on it. And icing will be called against the Lumberjacks. Coming up, second intermission, we'll see if we can get some more out-of-town scores for you. And only about 10 games are taking place tonight. This, I think, is the only matchup that involves a ranked team in Class 2A. The other 9 matchups mostly involve unranked AA schools or Class 1A teams. Round into the corner. It's Clot. And now Roberts. Roberts from the far side was tied up. There in support is Bender. Bender, as he's falling, passes and they score! A big goal for Cloquet, Esco Carlton, and they cut the lead in half. And that certainly makes things interesting as we get ready to head into the second intermission. Let's grab that one here on the replay. They were able to get it to James Nugren, who puts it home, but a great pass. As falling to the ice was the Cloquet player. We'll get the official scoring, but Nugren will get the goal. And now working his way low is Jack Keeley. Under 50, and now it's Shu. Snuggerud couldn't get a handle on it. 40 seconds left. Snuggerud shot deflected. Now Cloquet at center ice will backhand it into the zone. It's a period that's been dominated by Eden Prairie, but the Lumberjacks with a late goal to make things very interesting. And now it's Argetsinger, good at the line, and drops it for a teammate. Shu, Snuggerud, a slap shot. Blocked by CEC. Approaching 10 seconds. They get ridden off the puck. Cloquet has it with 5. And whistled off sides with 5 seconds remaining. As it was James Nugren trying to tie the game up on what would have been his second goal of the game. And again, he scored just a couple of seconds ago to make it 2-1. For one more chance, gets blocked, and that'll do it here for the second period. A late goal by the Lumberjacks has made it 2-1 after Eden Prairie just dominated the second period. Take a timeout and have second period analysis coming up next here on PSB Media.
I wish it was spring.
Hello, Carl.
Whoa, who are you?
I'm the mulch store genie.
Well, your entrance music makes you sound like an alien.
We mulch store genies survive on grass and compost, not snow and ice.
If you're a genie, where's your lamp?
Mulch store genies live... Never mind you. Let's get to the point. You had a wish for me, Carl.
Yeah, I wished it would be spring.
Your wish is my command.
Sweet, this is much better. Wow, my lawn looks great too.
Indeed, Carl. That's the power of the mulch store genius.
Thanks.
Tell your friends of my mulching powers.
The Mulch Store, granting beautiful lawn and landscaping wishes since 2000. Store locations in Burnsville, Minnetrista, Rosemount, and Shock.
Think about the best athletes in the world, no matter the sport. How did they rise above the competition? These athletes didn't get to the top of their game on talent alone. They trained hard, and they trained right. PTI will work with your athlete to reach new heights. They'll get a high-level customized program from a skilled professional who truly cares about and understands your athlete's needs. The results at PTI will give your son or daughter the confidence and determination to unleash their full potential. Performance Therapy Innovations, where athletes get results. Great food and great sports. It's the Tavern on 4 and 5 in Eden Prairie. This season, the Tavern on 4 and 5 will be showing several PSB broadcasts of Eden Prairie boys hockey on the big screen TVs. So make it a night out. Get some great food and watch the EP boys hockey team at the Tavern on 4 and 5. Some of their classics include the Mediterranean pizza, the Tavern turkey burger, and my personal favorite, the cheesy tater tots. It's the Tavern on 4 and 5, located just blocks from Eden Prairie High School.
Welcome back here to EP Community Center as we're in a second intermission with the Eagles out to a 2-1 lead over Cloquet, Esco Carlton. Let's give you a recap of period number 2. Eden Prairie was finally able to break through a real defensive wall that CEC had set up through the first half of the game as Michael Graham found the back of the net to give Eden Prairie a 1-0 lead. He scored again just a few minutes later to put the Eagles up 2-0, so Graham with both goals for Eden Prairie. But things got very interesting as we approached the final minute of the second period. CEC, who had had virtually no offense in the game, finally was able to bury a shot in transition. It was James Newgren getting the Cloquet Esco Carlton goal off of a great pass from Kobe Bender, who was able to get it to Newgren as he was falling to the ice, and that cut the lead in half, and it makes it 2-1. So Eden Prairie, even though they dominated play in the second period and have for the entire game, they only lead this one by 1 goal. Shots on goal in the second period were 12-4 in favor of EP. And really, I don't think Cloquet picked up their first shot on goal in the second period until there was about 5 minutes left, as they did get a little flurry established in the latter half of the second period. Overall shots on goal for the game are 26-6, Eden Prairie over CEC. Take a timeout and take a look at some out-of-town scores coming up next. You're listening to Boys Hockey right here on PSB Media.
Jeepers, it's the creeper! What do we do now? It's a mystery.
I know. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Zoinks! It's Lucy, like our favorite State Farm agent lady.
Hi, gang. I'll handle it. And that's not really a monster.
Creeper!
Mr. Carswell!
You meddling kids.
State Farm takes the mystery out of dealing with insurance. Get to a groovier state.
Ray, why aren't you eating? Like these insurance bills are so high, I've lost my appetite. I am freaking out.
Mysteriously high rates can be stressful. Switch to State Farm for discounts up to 40%. Get to a groovier state.
Shop and save with Brandy Warmbeer's State Farm Insurance Office in Eden Prairie, a local connection at a lower cost. BrandyWarmbeer.com. Gather your friends and family for a humble meal of soup and bread and help support our neighbors in need at the same time. It's the Prop Empty Bowls event taking place Saturday, January 18th from 11 until 2:30 at Central Middle School in Eden Prairie. You can take home a one-of-a-kind hand-painted ceramic bowl as a reminder of the empty bowls in our community and also raise money to help fight hunger in the community. Goodwill donations will be accepted at the door, and there's no set fee to attend. Plus, there will also be great local entertainment provided by the After 5 Women's Vocal Ensemble. Again, that's the Prop Empty Bowls event, taking place Saturday, January 18th from 11 until 2:30 at Central Middle School in Eden Prairie, sponsored by the Pulte Group, the Minnesota Vikings, and Cheryl Eastbourne of Edina Realty. To learn more, go to propfood.org.
Two to 1, Eden Prairie leads the CEC here in the second period. Not a whole lot in terms of out-of-town scores. And again, not a lot of games are taking place tonight, and Hockey Hub kind of taking the night off themselves. They don't really have anyone tracking any games except for one, which is at least a decent matchup of St. Cloud Cathedral and Hermantown, as Hermantown has a 2-0 lead over Cathedral, but other than that, nothing else in terms of scores for you here on PSB. Well, we have a moment. Like to again pass along the info about Props Empty Bowls event taking place Saturday, January 18th from 11 a.m. until 2:30 at Central Middle School in Eden Prairie. If you get the chance, really make sure you stop on by. It's a really cool event to symbolize how you can help a lot of people who are struggling with hunger. Basically, it's a very basic meal of just soup and bread that they'll be serving from 11 a.m. until 2:30 on Saturday, January 18th. In handmade ceramic bowls that I believe some of the students at CMS made. You can actually take one home with you at the end of the day, and they're accepting Goodwill donations at the door. So a really cool event. Do make sure you stop on by. Again, it's Saturday, January 18th from 11 until 2:30. They'll also have some great entertainment provided as well with some local bands, including a women's vocal ensemble called the After 5 Women's Vocal Choir. May have heard that on some of our commercials that have been playing here on PSB. I had a chance to listen to some of their music. Very cool ensemble that they have. They'll also be playing at that event. Again, check it out. The Prop Empty Bowls event Saturday, January 18th at CMS in Eden Prairie from 11 until 2:30. Take one more time out, and we will have the third period on the way in what has suddenly turned out to be a very interesting game. Again, Eden Prairie leads CEC 2-1 here on PSBMN.com.
Think about the best athletes in the world, no matter the sport. How did they rise above the competition? These athletes didn't get to the top of their game on talent alone. They trained hard, and they trained right. PTI will work with your athlete to reach new heights. They'll get a high-level customized program from a skilled professional who truly cares about and understands your athlete's needs. The results at PTI will give your son or daughter the confidence and determination to unleash their full potential. Performance Therapy Innovations, where athletes get results. We're speaking with Rob Friend at the mulch store. Rob, once people have finished up trimming those trees or raking those leaves, how easy is it for them to stop in at the mulch store to drop off those materials, or maybe even pick up some mulch for next year?
Well, if you want to stop in and drop off, you come in, check in at the gate attendant, and they'll point you in the right direction after you pay a small fee. And if you're ready to pick up something to do a final garden or mulch project, pick out the product you want, pay for the fee, and we'll load up a trailer or a pickup truck if you have that. If not, we do have delivery available.
And of course, you guys have locations all over the metro area.
That's right. For locations and more information on delivery, you can check us out at our website, mulchstoremn.com.
Guys, this is my cousin Raj.
Hey, boys, I just saved a ton of cash with my State Farm discount double check. So the brats are on me. Oh,
Crazy dream.
Easy. You're going to wreck Bob's dream. By the way, how's that sausage pillow?
Delicious, good stick.
Save with the discount double check today. Get to a better state. State Farm.
Shop and save with Brandy Warmbier State Farm Insurance Office in Eden Prairie. A local connection at a lower cost. BrandyWarmbier.com.
About to get underway here in the third period. CEC and Eden Prairie as the Eagles leading 2-1 here on PSB Media. As Cloquet will send that across ice and try to get some offense going. They go across and had an open player, Hunter Roberts. Well, suddenly, who put a quarter in the Lumberjacks after having nothing offensively for most of the game? They scored at the end of the second, then had a pretty good chance here to begin period number 3. And Shue can't hold it in with his knee. Eden Prairie will regroup with Luke Snugroot at his own blue line. He'll misfire on the pass to Michael Graham, and it will be icing against the Eagles. I think, maybe only the second or third time they've iced the puck in this game. I have a couple of emails to pass along to you. Dell is watching the game from Black River Falls. He says, nice job on the broadcast, so thank you very much, Grandpa Dell, for tuning into our broadcast here on PSB. Appreciate that. You can tune into the rest of the EP boys games this season. There's a shot and a save made by Jake Gertis. And here's something we haven't been able to say today. Cloquet actually out shooting Eden Prairie here in the period. Up to the point they go. There's another shot that goes wide. It'll be held in by Kyle Klott. They'll lose it though. And now it's Eden Prairie getting checked off the puck. A big hit delivered by Klott. Got a couple in this game, so that familiar Klott hockey name, throwing his body around with Kyle Klott. That's the familiar name you might be thinking of as Trent Klott. He was a high school hockey legend in Minnesota a number of years ago. Tipped into the zone. It'll be picked up by Nicholas Nemi. They'll swing it in, where it'll be slowed down by Jake Gertis. Luke Snugroot from the end wall. Will stick handle up along the near side, cross the blue line. And good defense played by Reed Davidson to take it away from Snugroot. Now it's into the corner. Parrish can't win the race to Kuhlman. Kuhlman took a tumble. Cloquet fans want a penalty. They don't get one. And the Lumberjacks will ice the puck with 14:56 to go here in the third period. Also want to pass along a hello to Grandma Mary Sullivan, who's tuning into the game. The Sullivan boys say hello to Grandma Mary, who's watching the game. And thanks for tuning in, Mary, and watching EP Boys hockey. Glad you can follow along with the team and see how they're doing this season. Sure, the game's probably a little bit closer than she would like it to be right now, with the Eagles out to just a 2-1 lead. Into the neutral zone, it's Graham playing it back to Snugroot. Klott will send it to the corner, picked up by Schmidt. Flipped in front, but nobody there but a Lumberjack player. And it's Nugren leading the rush. Nugren around one check. Takes a shot that goes wide. Again, Nugren had the goal earlier for CEC. That was his 8th goal of the season to give him 15 points. Up ahead to Snugroot. Snugroot into the circle. And a shot. And how did they miss the net? What a beautiful pass by Luke Snugroot. But Schmidt, there was ever a guy who was unpuck lucky this season, it would be Colton Schmidt. Man, has he had a lot of chances like that this season where gets a great chance but just can't quite bury it. I think a lot of it just due to some bad luck. Take a look at this play. Because Schmidt had a decent look at it. And we remain 2-1. There's a shot, and Pager tied up as he was trying to get the puck off the rebound. And covered up by the netminder, Zachary Strom, with 13:47 to go here in the third period. Around the end wall, Sullivan will send it back down low. Centered in front to Keeley, but he couldn't get in the proper position. He was right on the doorstep, so a couple of good chances here in the past few minutes for the Eagles. And now played over towards the blue line. Cloquet will send it across the ice to Bender. EP gets it though. It'll be Brady Shue off the advertising, but not out. Sullivan comes over to help it out. Kyle Klott will bank it off the wall. Newgren trying to get it to Bender on the pass. Now it's Jack Sullivan here. Sullivan on a breakaway takes a shot as he had a number of back checkers converging on him as he was taking that chance. Spinner couldn't get it. Now it's CEC into the Eden Prairie zone. Poked out though, and here comes Spinner. Spinner was trying to get it down low to Schmidt. Good defense played by CEC. Out in front to Spinner. He's a little in front of him, so he couldn't get it, and now it's poked away by Brad Boldenau. What a play by him. He'll get it to Spinner. Spinner at the blue line will hold and now dump. Flipped up towards the CEC bench. Boldenau gets it again. The Spinner. Spinner dumps it for Boldenau. Takes a shot that goes wide. Karam off the end wall. Comes away to Steven Spinner. Spinner at the top of the slot. Takes a shot and it trickles in off of a deflection. Tough break there for Zachary Strom. Nothing he could do. And Eden Prairie takes a 3-1 lead. And Steven Spinner will pick up his 10th goal of the season. Take a look here at the weird deflection off of a Cloquet player and trickled into the net. Tough break there for Strom, but you'll take it if you're Eden Prairie as they're back in front. A 3-1 margin. Dumped down deep into the zone around the end wall. It's Pager. Can't hold it in. It'll be Cloquet's Chicos who will dump it in. That's Snuggerud. And Boldenau. Boldenau will get another stab at it. Still not poked out. Sent right back into the EP corner, approaching the 11-minute mark here in the third period. Schmidt, as you hear, got the assist, and he picks up his third assist of the game. So Schmidt, even though he's not been puck lucky in terms of finding goals, it's been productive, though, in terms of setting up his teammates. With now 3 assists. Behind the net, Eden Prairie will have it. And it gets flipped up towards the boards, and And right back into the zone, it's Brady Shue. Arsinger goes across to Jack Sullivan. Now back to Shue at center ice. Up ahead to Snuggerud. Snuggerud crosses the blue line, still has a stick handle and couldn't find Jack Sullivan. Now back out in the neutral zone. Snuggerud. Snuggerud waits. Side of the circle. Fans on a shot. They center it. But Cloquet waiting there for the pass. And dug away. Thrown in front, but again, good defense by CEC in front. Spinner trying to dig it out from behind the net against Klott. Rung around over to Snuggerud. Spinner will backhand it down low. Snuggerud still trying to hold it in. Now Cloquet is able to clear it. EP going off on a piecemeal line change. And here's Cloquet crossing the blue line, taking a shot. Gertis there to make the save against a shot by Derek Bloom. Our broadcast this evening brought to you by Performance Therapy Innovations. Great way to rehab if you're an injured athlete. State-of-the-art technology. Dr. Grant Norland, licensed in physical therapy, and can get you back on the field, back on the ice as quickly as possible. They're located in the Golden Triangle in Eden Prairie, and they're online at athletespti.com. athletespti.com. Steven Spinner. Hands on a shot, loose in front on a broken play, thrown at the net. Strom got a piece of it. Sullivan will retreat, and now here comes Cloquet dumping it into the zone, slowed down by Jake Gertis. Aguilar goes across to Mark Sullivan. Sullivan dumps it in. Standing on an attempt was a Cloquet player. Now it's Schmidt going up to Spinner. Spinner top of the slot, now circle. Throws it across, no one there. Up to the point to Aguilar, quickly back down low to Schmidt. Schmidt had his pass tipped, and now it's Cloquet out into the neutral. Good defense by EP. They'll go across to Aguilar. Tipped in by Spinner as the Eagles are off on a change. And, a big hit delivered by Nieder. Here comes Cloquet in the meantime. It's Roberts. Can't throw it in front. Now from the corner, Newgren has it tied up in the skates of an EP player. Mark Sullivan there to help out along with Parrish and Andy Aguilar. Parrish from the near side gets ridden off the puck. And Cloquet will play dump and chase again. Gertis to slow it down for Sullivan. Sullivan out to the far side. Cross ice pass to Pager. Picked off, and now here comes Cloquet into the Eden Prairie zone. They'll get checked off the puck after a big hit delivered, and a delayed penalty coming up against Eden Prairie. As Jason Nieder will head to the box, and Cloquet will get a much-needed penalty. As we'll get our first look here at the CEC power play, which is 10 for 46 on the season, a little under 22%. In case you weren't aware, there are 2 minutes on the penalty clock, as you probably just saw. All right, here we go. 2-minute power play here for CEC. As Jesse Nieder is in the penalty box on the call. Eden Prairie's penalty kill on the season, 73%, so probably would like that percentage to be a little higher than that. Up to the point, there's a shot and a save made by Jake Gertis. It'll be an elbowing call against Nieder. And still a 2-goal game. If Cloquet can find the back of the net on this one, they'll be right back in it. Not had a lot of offense in this game, but have been able to keep it close. To the point. Down low, they'll work their way in front. Loose puck covered up by Gertis. And whistled down by the official. So 1:36 to go here on the CEC power play.
Jax, let's go.
And now it's Keeley trying to get something going shorthanded. Lumberjacks will send it behind the net.
Go.
To the near side, and now it's Charlie Lawrence. Dumped in by Keeley.
Control, let's go. Hurry it up.
And tough play in transition as EP will send it right back in. Power play halfway over for CEC. Bloom will cross the blue line, stop and stumble. Now in the near corner, Bloom gets it back up to the point. Not about a slap shot. Now fakes, thrown in front, and backhanded out of the zone by Michael Parrish as he made Jack Keeley take a tumble on that clearing a play. Now here comes CEC from the near side, Bloom. Turns it over to Graham. Now Steven Spinner with a burst of speed. Works his way to the circle, stops. Goes up to the point to Brady Shue, who will wisely retreat into his own zone and waste some time. Flipped up ahead with 14 to go on the power play. CEC to the near side. Now up ahead to Litzy. Litzy being bothered by Colton Schmidt, and that will do it here on the CEC power play. There's nothing doing there. Under 5.5, still 3-1. Up into the air. CEC gets possession off the half wall and out to the neutral zone. It's Colton Schmidt. Schmidt sends it to the right side. They'll flip it up into the air. It'll be retrieved by Niemi. Niemi to Bender. Picked off, and now it's Jack Sullivan trying to race his way down low. Will fall to the ice. Around the end wall, it's Bold now. Fans on his attempt, and now it's Cloquet one-on-one. Here comes Newgren. Newgren rifles a shot, and a save is made by Jake Gertis. Newgren's been the source of offense in this game for CEC with a couple of opportunities. And he, of course, has the lone Lumberjack goal. At the face-off, it's Jack Sullivan with the puck. He'll backhand it down low into the zone, and it will be icing against Eden Prairie. In our broadcast tonight, also brought to you by Prop. Shelf here in Eden Prairie, and their Empty Bowls event on Saturday, January 18th at Central Middle School in Eden Prairie. Accept Goodwill donations at the door, which go towards helping hunger in the community. Prop, a great non-profit organization. Check out the Empty Bowls event. A custom-made ceramic bowl, now loose in front, still loose, and finally covered up by Jake Gertis. Find more information at Prop Food, their website, propfood.org. You can also find a link to their website just above the game tracker screen here on psbmn.com. And right off the face-off, it's scooped up by Jake Gertis. 4:20 in the third period. Certainly see that Cloquet taking more chances offensively to see if they can get a comeback at the end of the game. And it's Eden Prairie across to Spinner, who's got a breakaway, and he's denied by Strom. Delayed penalty coming up against the Lumberjacks. It's bold now to Schmidt. Now Spinner, who will dump it in, and Plott will touch up, and it will be a penalty against CEC as Carlson, it looks like, will go to the box. Nope, I misspoke. It'll be Newgren going to the box, so power play for EP. We'll get another look here at the Eden Prairie power play, which has had 2 chances in the game so far. Tied up in the corner. Cloquet will send that up into the air. It was gloved down by Mark Sullivan, but couldn't catch it and hold his own at the same time. Mark Sullivan send it around and cleared away by Bender. Spinner brings it around the end wall. Graham will leave it for a teammate. Now back down low to Colton Schmidt behind the net. Schmidt on his backhand. It's checked. Get back up and try to get the puck. It's Sullivan in support to backhand it back down low to Michael Graham. A little too far for Steven Spinner. And Snuggerud and the Eagles will have to regroup here on the power play, which is just about halfway old. Dumped into the zone. It'll be CEC clearing the puck down the length of the ice. There to get it is Mark Sullivan. And we have a whistle on the play. As we'll have a face-off deep in the Eden Prairie zone. With a little under 50 seconds to go on the power play. There's Andy Aguilar, to Harry Pager. Pager to dump it in, retrieved by Argetsinger. Pager up to the point to Aguilar. Leaves it for a teammate, Keeley. Actually checked out it was Shue. Shue now to Aguilar. Checked off the puck was Riley Argetsinger. Sullivan delivers a great pass over to Harry Pager, who misfires on his shot. Up to the point, Aguilar, good job to hold it in on one knee. And that'll do it here for the power play as CEC is full strength. Argetsinger down low, a hard hit delivered against him. And now Sullivan will work his way into the slot, then be denied. CEC has to find a way to get some offense going, trailing by 2 to see if they can get Zachary Strom off the ice. Snuggerud will spin around, and the referee will blow it dead with 1:26. And it'll be coincidental penalties. Well, unless a minor miracle at the end of the game, Eden Prairie will get out of the little funk they've been for the past couple of weeks. And they come into the game 1-4-1 in their last 6 games. If they hang on and win, they'll move to 9-4-1 on the season. CEC, on the other hand, will drop to 5-9-1, and it'll be yet another close loss on the ledger. Standing on a shot was Charlie Lawrence. For CEC, they've had 5 one-goal losses and 2 two-goal losses. And loose, and Gertis will get a whistle. And some tempers after the whistle as that puck wasn't covered up, but the referee lost sight of it. Well, this will be a face-off here in the EP zone. And it looks like we may get an Eden Prairie penalty. So just what Cloquet needed. They'll pull their goaltender and essentially go here on a 2-man advantage. It'll be a 6-on-4. So 2 Eden Prairie players are in the box, 1 for CEC. Cloquet will, of course, pull their goaltender, Zachary Strom, to go with a 6-on-4. Boy, if you can get a quick goal here within the first 30 seconds of this power play, you certainly make things interesting. There's a shot rebound given up by Gertis, and they score, and just what the doctor ordered, Cloquet Esco Carlton makes it a 1-goal game. Boy, I said they had to score within 30 seconds. Well, how about you score within about 10 seconds? Either way it works, it's 3-2. Let's grab that on the replay. There's a rebound given up by Gertis. They threw it back out on front and got a tip, and I think that was James Newgren picking up his 2nd goal of the year. So with 1:05, it's 3-2. And here's Cloquet into the zone. Strom heading off the ice. Snuggerud to backhand it around. They'll get it out into the neutral zone. It's Steven Spinner. Under a minute left. Now Spinner, Snuggerud, Schmidt, up ahead to Graham, and he'll get the empty netter for the hat trick and give Eden Prairie a 4-2 lead. Let's see if any hats go flying onto the ice. Don't see any. Well, nobody has any hats to throw. I guess you don't want to throw a stocking hat on the ice. There goes a hat. There goes a couple more. Here's a look at the empty netter for Graham. Well, congratulations to him. Again, statistically a feast or famine season. He now has 9 goals and 9 assists on the season for 18 points in 6 multi-point games. So 4-2. The Eagles out in front after CEC certainly made it interesting again. Spinner will stop it with his leg up to Snuggerud at the point. Snuggerud will throw it at the net, looking for a tip from Colton Schmidt. It's Reed Davidson losing it now. Schmidt will dump it for Steven Spinner. 9 seconds left. They'll play it out to neutral, see if Cloquet can get one more shot here before the buzzer as the referee takes a fall. It's deflected up into the air, and that'll do it as Eden Prairie gets a 4-2 victory over CEC. We'll have the Sun Current postgame show coming up next. It's high school hockey on PSP as Eden Prairie beats CEC 4-2.
The Sun Current is proud to be your community news leader for over 50 years. Each week you can read their in-depth coverage on local government, school district news, high school sports matchups, community events, and newsmakers. The Sun Current's website is now mobile user-friendly and provides breaking local news coverage daily. Check it out at current.mnsun.com.
Stay current on what's going on in your local community. The Sun Current is a local community newspaper that serves several communities in the Southwest Metro, including Eden Prairie, Edina, and Bloomington. The Sun Current will keep you up to date with the latest comings and goings on your school board, city council, arts and entertainment, and community events. And make sure you check out their in-depth high school sports coverage featuring weekly articles on Eden Prairie, Edina, Jefferson, and Kennedy. From football and hockey to tennis and swimming, the Sun Current has your favorite team covered. Keep it local and visit the Sun Current website at current.mnsun.com.
The Sun Current is proud to be your community news leader for over 50 years. Each week you can read their in-depth coverage on local government, school districts.
Welcome back to the Eden Prairie Community Center for the Sun Current postgame show on VSB. Sun Current, your local community news source for over 50 years. They're mobile user-friendly at current.mnsun.com, so check them out on your mobile devices as they cover all things Southwest Metro sports. Current.mnsun.com. They bring you the postgame show. Eden Prairie gets the 4-2 victory here over CEC. Let's give you a recap of the game. Again, Eden Prairie got a couple of goals about midway through the second period to take a 2-0 lead. Both were scored by Michael Graham. Colton Schmidt also assisted on both goals for EP. And Cloquet made it very interesting at the end of the second period. James Newgren score as he got a pass from Cody Bender, who was falling to the ice, threw it to Newgren in front. He found the back of the net to make it 2-1 after 2 periods. In the third period, Eden Prairie took a 3-1 lead after a shot was deflected by Steven Spinner by a Cloquet player. It trickled into the net, and for Steven Spinner, it was his 10th of the year. Cloquet scored with a little more than a minute to go in the third period on a power play to make it a 1-goal game as Newgren picked up his 2nd of the game and 9th on the season to give him 16 points. And then Michael Graham, just a few seconds later, completed the hat trick with an empty netter as Graham picked up his 7th, 8th, and 9th goals of the season here in this game. Now has 18 points on the year and 6 multi-point games. Eagles will move to 9-4-1 on the year. CEC will drop to 5-9-1. Don't have the shots on goal for you. They didn't announce those at the end of the game, but I can at least tell you through 2 periods it was 26-6 Eden Prairie for whatever that may be worth to you. Up next, Eden Prairie plays on Thursday against Wayzata here at the EP Community Center. We'll have it for you here on PSB as they open up Lake Conference play. We'll, of course, also have their game on Saturday at the Pagel Activity Center when they face Minnetonka. CEC, on the other hand, their next game will be Grand Rapids at home as they wrap up a 7-game road trip. That'll be on Tuesday when they face Grand Rapids up at Cloquet's Arena. Thanks for tuning in to our broadcast here of EP Boys Hockey. Again, our broadcast tonight brought to you by the Mulch Store, Performance Therapy Innovations, the Sun Current, also tonight in partnership with BEC TV, Randy Warmbier State Farm Insurance Office, and also by The Prop and their Empty Bowls event coming up on Saturday, January 18th. Again, the Prop Food Shelf, Saturday, January 18th, the Empty Bowls event from 11 until 2:30. Make sure you stop on by or visit their website, and you can find a link to that on our PSB Game Tracker screen. Thanks for tuning in to our game. For Krister Woodley, this is Brett Johnson. Eden Prairie beats Cloquet 4-2 here on PSB Media.
Thanks for tuning in to live local play-by-play coverage of the Eagles High School sports. Tonight's broadcast was brought to you by Umbria Gourmet Pizzeria, The Mulch Store, Alpha Investment Advisors, Performance Therapy Innovations, Randy Warmbier State Farm Insurance Office, and Healthy Training. Keep it tuned to PSBMN.com for more broadcasts of Eagles High School sports.